Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports. We're here at Raytown South at their practice, home of the Cardinals. We have their head coach. Who do we have here?
Nick Adkins.
Hey, Coach Adkins, tell our audience a little bit about yourself. And when I say that, your coaching career, how long you've been coaching, where have you coached, and what's going on here at Raytown South?
Sure, this is my 14th year at Raytown South. This is the only place I've been, and I've been the head football coach for the past 6 years.
All right. Tell our audience a little bit about your season last year.
Last year we struggled a little bit. We had we were 1-9, and we had a lot of young guys that had never played varsity football before, and we cut our teeth a little bit and took some shots in the mouth a little bit, and hopefully some of that experience pays off this year.
What you looking to do this year?
Hopefully, obviously, we can bounce back from last year and we can have kind of a short-term memory. You know, a lot of those guys played and struggled through several weeks last year, and then we just want to get out there and get early on some guys and not play from behind as much.
What's been some of the memorable minutes? I mean, memorable games that you've had here at Raytown South?
You know, we made a state run back in 2008 and came back from down on Ray-Pac in the semifinal game. We were down 2 touchdowns late and came back and beat them, and that's probably one of the highlights. And you know, we start with Fort next week, and we've had a couple good battles with Fort Osage, and so there's always been some moments that you remember, and then of course a couple moments you want to forget.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, what is it like having a bad season like you had last year, and as the head coach, how do you keep your staff and your team motivated?
Oh, it's hard. I mean, it wears on you not only professionally but personally, and you know, coming to work every day and listen to the kids in the hallway and that kind of stuff. But you just got to figure out a way to find positives out of everything.
And it's so competitive out here now.
It is. Yeah, it is. And you know, we had some numbers that were pretty low at the beginning of the year, and we've worked pretty hard to get those numbers up. And it's part of it. Yeah, you know, it's part of the high school football deal. You're gonna have some ups and downs.
How important is it for you to have a good administration behind you, Coach?
Oh, it's extremely important, and our administration does an excellent job. You know, we met today for an hour talking about Friday night football games and what the expectations are and what we want it to look like, and they do an excellent job supporting us on all levels.
How about that student body? What does that add to the flavor of the team? Do the student body understand what that does to motivate your team?
They do, but they're also realistic. We got to put a good product on the field for them to come out and support too. So it's a two-way street.
You only can put the product on the field with the athletes that you have, and then when you start to build, like you say, you're building from a young team, it takes a minute.
It does, and you know, you want to see the kids and all the hard work they do from January to October pay off, and it's where we're headed, hopefully.
Have they been in the weight room this summer?
Yeah, we had a great month of June in the weight room, and then July we worked a lot on football, and things are heading in a good direction.
Are they understanding, most of your athletes, especially your young ones, understanding how important it is for them to get their education and not only be a student of the game, but be a student athlete?
Sure, we impress on them as much as we can, and obviously it takes a lot for them to be student athletes and not just athletes, and you know, we're on them all the time. And
well, Coach, your athletes, most of them you said no football without no grades.
That's the message they receive, and we try to hold them true to that, and we try to make sure they're doing the right thing, and then we have good parent support when it comes to that.
All right, talk a little bit about that to our parents, how important it is for them to support these young athletes and come to the games.
It's huge. I mean, you know, the kids like to see their parents out there supporting them, and you know, obviously we like to see the parents there and positive supportingly the team and those kind of things. And we know that work and other obligations come into play, but we want to see people there as much as we can.
It was a pleasure having you on the show, Coach, and we look forward to covering some of your games.
Very good. Thank you very much,
right.
You guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
This program is brought to you by Dye Electric LLC, Energy in Motion.